start here. Let me start by welcoming and thanking Dr. Ratan Sharda for blessing, our first, the maiden international online event and webinar on Ayurveda Viranganas. Sharda ji, welcome. I would like to introduce Sucheta Talwar. Sucheta is the lead for Ayurveda Virangana in the Netherlands chapter, which is the first international chapter. And I think she's been able to garner support of an active 59 ladies and an extended 300 ladies across Netherlands. I run a think tank and we have a program called International Ayurveda Alliance. And we are committed to $50 billion exports of Ayurveda products, services, produce, and manufacturing made in India by the year 2034. Now, we've submitted a very, very extensive research report across 31 countries and to the Honorable Minister of Ayush, Sri Sarvananda Sonowalji, as well as a copy to the Prime Minister's office. And we've been working very diligently over the last more than 2.5 years. We have the support of at least 6 countries, and now we have the first international chapter. We plan to go up to almost 15 international chapters by December 2024, hopefully so. So with that, today's webinar is basically on the theme of Ayurveda. The way we see it, Ayurveda is Veda, is a part of Veda. Veda is part of Sanatan, and Sanatan is Bharat. So I think when the stated goal of Ayurveda Viranganas is 100,000, which is 1 lakh women working, very diligently to spread the word of Ayurveda and taking it to every kitchen, ultimately across the globe. So that being the case, I think we would in some way also be taking Bharat to every family in the world through Ayurveda. So Dr. Sharda, since you are very well known for your knowledge of Indian heritage culture, you've written innumerable books. You're considered an authority on Indian culture. We would like you to reflect on that aspect of Ayurveda. To Ratan Sharda ji, please.
Good day, everybody. Different time zones, different times. And namaskar to all. And congratulations on the initiative by Viranganas. Virangana, as you know, a very strong word, warriors. So I'm very sure you are all warriors for Bharatiya culture, Bharatiya knowledge, and also Bharatiya Ayurveda. To begin with, since you talked about Ayurveda, I would like just to go back a little. Ayurveda actually got prominence during COVID. If you look at the per capita, per 1,100,000 deaths in various parts of the world, India is among the lowest, not the lowest, among the lowest, considering its huge population and very high population density. I just took out some figures. India had a death rate of 38.16 per 100,000. Even if you believe it's under mentioned and not fully recorded, even then if you double it, it becomes 76. But at the same time, Netherlands had 138 per 100,000. US had 341 per 100,000. Idea is not to compare and say that we are superior. Idea is that Ayurveda has been part of our kitchen, part of our entire health system, or preventive health system that help people overcome. Poor people who didn't have access to hospitals, poor people who didn't have access to any medical support, and living in dingy cities and small towns and dense populations, even places like Mumbai, they were saved because of the famous Ayurvedic kadhas, the famous gargling, the famous steaming, all these things which are basically part of our Ayurvedic system. The number of Ayurveda kadha that was distributed goes into millions. And of course, there are other medicines also, but people who got preventive medicine was all due to this lowly poor kadha, which we used to make, our grandmothers used to make, and would laugh at them saying, Kya pila diya, kadwa, kadwa. So that kadha was the lifeline of all the people. You talked of kitchen. Kitchen, if you see, is the prime pharmacy of Indian household. There are so many things in kitchen that our grandmothers and our forefathers used to share with us, and we never thought of this idea because this knowledge system has passed down to the generations. because Vaidyas were part of family households. Ayurveda Acharyas were very close to families. They would give their gyan. There was no IPR. There was no fee for that. And that is the reason find suddenly people becoming very conscious and suddenly our lowly items, which we ourselves looked at in a very poor manner, especially once we go to West. So things like our famous haldi, which became curcumin and turmeric and became very famous. You had curcumin latte now in your coffee shops. Then we had adrak, which is ginger. Then we had garlic, which is lasun, which have become very good medicines for various things, including our cholesterol levels and our blood pressure. We had, of course, good. So from white sugar, we moved back to brown sugar. From there, moved back to jaggery. It has become costlier than sugar now. We also know about clove, which has become, we earlier we used to have clove in our teeth. We never bothered about it. And we had salt gargling for a long time. All these are some of the examples. Millets, because of Modi ji's initiative, millet has become one of the most talked about food item now. It has become superfood. Our lowly makhanas, which we ate during our fast and our prasad, we never understood the importance. Now to become superfood. So right from popularizing those Dada Dadi ke nuske, which in fact there was a program on radio or TV, Dadi Ma ke nuske, where many years back Ashok Kumar used to talk about various maladies could be cured by home medicine itself. So we need to go back to those Dadi Ma ke nuske, need to relearn them, and that is how we go ahead. Of course, this is part of yoga, and we also know about yoga. When yoga was not popular, the day it went to West and became yoga, suddenly it became a rage. Lakhs of studios came up. People are minting money on selling spurious yoga, not really worried about what actual yoga is. So this is how world is moving. Now, if you take this tide to flood, naturally all of us will benefit. World will benefit. For the timing, I'll close my comments, and there are a lot more to add, but I will close my comments and listen to what you have to say.
Sharda ji, what I was asking was, our aim of 100,000 Viranganas across the globe, mainly concentrating on the Indian diaspora and ladies, of course. What does it do for Ayurveda? Both in terms of the cultural heritage of Bharat, spreading across the world to kitchens, as well as the financial aspect of it. We are looking at exports in very large quantities. How do you reflect on that part?
The reason I gave the figures of COVID to start with was because the preventive aspect of Ayurveda, which is very important. People are tired of paying huge bills to the hospitals, which are extortionist, in which insurance company makes money, hospital makes money, and we suffer. So if we want to live a happy life, we have to have a holistic approach. For that, Ayurveda is the only solution. And we are able to provide simple medicines for simple problems. Like, for example, Hajmola was actually Ayurvedic product. It failed because it had very complicated name like Ashwagandha and all that. So there are many such medicines which we know. When Westerners do it, they call it herbal medicine and make billions of dollars. Because we don't do it, we lose that money. So the day we start doing this and owning up this, our scriptures are taken outside, they're translated, herbal medicines are produced with clinical trials, they're sold at exorbitant prices. We may not please people, we never please people. If you remember, our Ayurveda Acharya used to take 4 ana, 8 ana, etc. Even now, if somebody takes 50 rupees, you say, oh, bahut loot liya. But same people will go to a general practitioner paying 1,000 for showing your mouth, and he will ask you, kya hua? Where they will hold your hand and tell you kya hua. So difference between Ayurveda and the Western system is that doctor asks you what happens after doing 10 tests. He says कुछ हुआ ऐसा लगता नहीं है. It seems nothing has happened.
And exactly on that, Sharda ji, exactly on that, I'm going to latch on to that point, and I'm going to take it now to Sucheta, who's been very patiently waiting. I think what you just said, kind of reflects on me that we may just have had the right nomenclature saying Ayurveda Veeranganas because of what we are going to be up against. I think it's a fight. And in Indian mythology, culture, in tradition, it is imbibed in us that, Shakti Hamesha फीमेल फॉर्म ही रहती है. So I think Veeranganas is the apt, and Sucheta has taken on that brave mantle to actually get ahead and fight for all of us. I think she's the first one in the world, since you are our first chapter. So I think you have a
I
very
think
important and a very unique.
just to add a point, it is not actually fighting. We are actually persuading people.
Well, I think it's a fight. Still, it is a
Yeah.
fight. I've been researching, and that also has been a fight. I mean, some offline, some other day, I will relate to you things which will make us laugh. If for nothing, just out of the kind of attitudes that the Westerners have towards Indian medicine, to be very specific. So on to Sucheta. Sucheta, you and your friends have been very patiently waiting. Thank you so much for it. And I think we have all our gratitude from India for you having leapt up and you've taken the mantle and you're leading this from the front. I would like you to reflect on your experience of the last, specifically for the last month or so, that you actually started, this initiative in Netherlands. One, what is the experience that you've had in terms of support or in terms of reactions from Indian diaspora, your friends and others, the extended people? And I believe that you also had the opportunity of connecting with the embassy, and they were very very prompt in granting you a meeting, which I, having done a lot of international marketing, know that sometimes it can be a task meeting senior officials at the embassy. So how do you reflect on these 2 points, Sujita?
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Dr. Ratan Sharda ji for taking out his valuable time and uh, giving us his valuable inputs. It has been very nice to see you in person. And secondly, I would like to thank Deepak. It has been I met you a day, and within next week we were on it, which was like it just changed my purview of what I have to do or what I am going to change in my life. Is like within a week it happened. Though I am always connected to India, which is for me, when it comes to India, it's my root, and for me, being connected to India is like connected to your roots. So, which is what I have always been doing in my life. But I was always looking for something where I can promote India, where I can make some difference sitting in Netherlands or sitting outside India to promote India, whatever it is, whatever is it like, but it should be Indian, it should show that it's an Indian. So when I talked to Deepak about Ayurveda, Deepak came and we were just discussing, and I came across this Ayurveda Virangana project of him. I was completely delighted, and I said, okay, Deepak, let's do it. I mean, I didn't know the path. I didn't know where are we going to head. My only thing which I knew was this is something which is going to connect me to India and promote Ayurveda, which is the most ancient science of India and which is the most neglected one as well. So I found myself to be blessed or to be chosen that, okay, I got a chance to do something. And it was mainly doing with the ladies, doing with all the Viranganas coming from the kitchen. So living here in Netherlands for 12 years, I had really noble group of friends. They all came out to support me without any, how do you say, without any hesitance. Even if I'm knowing, like Vishali, I'm meeting her for the first time today. Nina I have met 2 times, of course, but I'm not meeting very often, but the hesitance, and my other friends like Namrata, she's already not well, but she still came today to support us. Neha, she is also not keeping well, I know, but I said, you have to come and you have to be here. I must say, which I always call her, Bhavini. I mean, she was too busy today. She had a dinner at her home plan, but still I said, you just come for half an hour. That's what I need from you. So if I say they don't know Deepak, they don't know, they only know it's Ayurveda and let's go and support it. So that's the only feeling, that's the only energy which brought all of them here. And now today here on, I would like to make all of them proud. It's not only me, it's not Deepak, but making all my friends proud that we can together make it happen. We can make Ayurveda something which is being followed in Netherlands, not only Netherlands, of course, all 15 countries which Deepak is targeting. Let's see how we reach to each of them. But to start with, at least make all Dutch follow Ayurveda. That's the biggest target we have for now.
That's brilliant, Sujita. And you spoke about the friends who are sitting with you, but how is the general attitude and the general response of the Indian diaspora? I believe you've been across a very large number of community groups across the Netherlands. You've spoken to a lot of people. You've been garnering support, both from people that you know and some that you've just known, some that you've reached, and some people who actually just come out and reached you. And I believe that some part of the media also has gotten wind that something like this is happening in Netherlands, and they've somehow been in touch with you.
Yeah. So as you said, sorry, I missed the embassy part. Of course, it was a very warm welcome from embassy when I approached them about this meeting, and just to explain them what we are doing, what's our objective, and how are we going to achieve our goals. And they were really interested, and they were like quick in giving me a meeting, and it was like a cakewalk for me, and I'm looking forward to it. I wish that we can I wish that it will be a successful meeting going forward, and we all will be again going to embassy for a high tea if whenever it happens. That's the next thing. But if I talk about Indian diaspora, whosoever people have got connected to me on this since 17th of December, whenever I'm going, I'm meeting anybody for a dinner, for a tea, or just a simple talk over the phone. Everybody is always asking me, okay, so what are you up to? What is it? Where are you taking it? What is the next plan? What is the final goal of it? How are you going to make it happen? Did you do any Ayurveda studies? How will you make sure that it happens? I mean, everybody has so many questions, and of course it's a black box for everyone right now till we disclose, till we make our book open, and it will happen step by step. Of course, for now it's a awareness which we need to spread, but definitely people though living out of India maybe for 10, 12, 15 years, but if you talk about Ayurveda, you talk about yoga, everybody has their own a special passion, a special love, a special place in their heart. They are already ready to welcome it with an open heart. Never mind that even if they have to give their precious time. I mean, people are open. I mean, I have a Telugu community, one of the friend whom I know almost for last 10 years. And I approached him that can we float all these whatever we are doing in your Telugu community? He is the one who is making sure that the Telugu community, which consists of a group of maybe 400 to 500 people, he is floating every day my messages there and without fail and within a minute. So that's a kind of support. Same as Gujarati community, I came close to one of my friend Ishani. She was supposed to come here, and she added me to the group, and I mean Gujarati community is also giving us a very warm welcome. So I mean that's my goal, to reach out to maximum number of people. That is, first is Indians, and then through Indians, they being our ambassadors, they should reach out to their friends and families across the globe, and as well as their friends who are here, who are expats, maybe not Indian, maybe Dutch, maybe German, maybe English, maybe Japanese, whatsoever. So that's the next step which I would like to take it. And I would like to say, Dr. Ratan Sharda ji, if he can give us sessions wherein we can motivate people more, then we will be really thankful to him.
My simple suggestion is make a list of to-do things in a home, starting from morning till night, what can be easily implemented. No big, no big gyan, no big stories, no complex habits, something very simple that can be followed. Starting in the morning, for example, keeping your water in copper vessels, or drinking warm water in the morning, or gargling in the morning with haldi and salt. And then in the daytime, reduce your tea intake or use herbal tea, etc. Herbal tea is a rage now. And these kind of habits in the night, when do you take your food? Of course, in Europe, people take food much early evening than we Indians do here, because we eat at 12 in the night and go to sleep. You people eat at 6 in the evening and have your full 3 hours before you go to sleep. and how to do simple pranayam in the morning when you wake up, small asanas, and when you sleep, to do simple deep breathing exercise so you get good sleep, very calm sleep. These a few, about to do about 7-8 tips which people can start following. Then they will value and what can be added to food and what can be avoided to whatever their taste. These are very small things which can be added to your daily habits or removed from daily habits will make them feel okay, we are closer to having a better healthy life, and also value your visit and also value the time you put in for them.
So the market is very, very big for health and wellness. So that is the reason we went, to the kitchen, so that if we could get the message across to people, then we don't have to sell, then they buy, and that is the big difference that we wish to create. So, Dr. Sharda, would you like to say something before we?
Well, just a moment. Yeah. See, I remember a story during my, graduation days of economics in my college. The professor told me that you have to create demand. So he said, when I write a book, I ask my students to go to the bookshops and ask them to, ask for my book. When 10 people go and ask for a book, then bookseller says, "Bikta hoga." So they start, purchasing those books. And as a direct marketing person, you know this trick. So if we are able to create a pull for Ayurvedic medicines, the sellers will have to go for it. And there are a lot of, non-medical or over-the-counter OTC medicines of Ayurveda, which can provide huge relief to people. That's why I talked about Hajmola, the simplest example.
Well, aren't we fortunate that to that extent, on a rather, people would find it a little funny also, but I think there is a truth in what I'm going to say, that we are so many Indians. The population problem is a problem, but I think sometimes it becomes a good problem also for us. On last count
See,
from the embassy,
overseas, for people of India, when you say NRI, population is more than population of many other countries.
I know Netherlands. We were
30
guessing
million.
when we first started for Netherlands. I was guessing it would be in high five figures, but the embassy kind of educated me, and the Minister of External Affairs educated me that there are 240,000 Indians
Yeah.
or Indian diaspora in Netherlands alone, and Netherlands is not a very, very large country by either population or by size in any, if you compare larger and smaller countries. So I think there we are, Middle East, UAE. We are looking at a lot of talk happening about the Prime Minister's upcoming visit, and there are 30 lakh, Indians there. I mean, if we become one voice for Ayurveda,
See, there is
I think I'll
there
just
is
go
a
back to what you said.
there is a medicine from for sardi zukam from Lanka. I just rolled my tip of that particular name, Samahan. I found it in UAE about 20 years back. First, I found it in Chennai. Sorry, in UAE, my friend said, no, in Chennai, my marketing person said, sir, ये लेके जाओ आप UAE जा रहे हो, सर्दी जुकाम में तो बहुत अच्छा है. So I got one pack. Then I used to buy whole boxes, and one retailer got very scared. He checked my antecedents. भैया धंधा तो नहीं करने लग गया. So those sachets were so popular that then that became a habit with my entire khandan. So whenever I went to Chennai, I have to buy boxes to give it to my relatives in Delhi and everywhere. Now those hot sips and all are available here also. So simple medicine, you use it before you actually get a cold and you are cured. And in UK, you don't get doctors, you don't get appointments. I don't know about Netherlands. And if you get an appointment, you spend huge money. So these are very simple medicines, Ayurvedic medicines, doing tremendous job. So these can be popularized to begin with. That's why I gave you example of Middle East, where these things sell a lot. And I used to get, from Indonesia, there is a oil called kai puta, which is basically oil coming from eucalyptus and other mix. It sells in millions, coming from Indonesia, I think. And if these small countries can make millions of dollars of money out of such simple formulation, what stops us?
No, no, nothing is stopping us. We only started rolling, Dr. Sharda, and I can assure you that we are not going to stop now. We are going to be a big force, both in numbers and in reviving our cultural heritage. On that note, Srichita, would you like to say something before we close?
I would say many thanks to everyone. And I just came to know from one of my friends what Ratan Sharda ji was talking about Samahan. My friend said that she has seen being sold in Netherlands itself. Like it's like very popular.
We're bringing it from India to here.
And
they have been using it.
It's being promoted. So it's like, because you don't talk, and what I mean to say, as we said, if you talk, you come to know a lot of things, and if you don't talk, everything is like a closed box. So my purview will be just talk about it, and then look into it, how you get more information and what are the best ways to make people aware, because people are going to say themselves that what will help them to be aware about it. I mean, we might have 100 ways, but when you talk to 10 people, you will get maybe 100 more ways that how to spread it. So that's my only thumbs rule, to go ahead with it.
So perfect, Suchita. On that note, I must thank Dr. Sharda very much. I think it's been a blessing
Thank
that
you.
our first ever international online interaction, webinar, event, whatever one might call it, has been blessed by you. And who doesn't know you? And by association with you and your blessings, I think we already have a lot of response. Even Suchita had a lot of responses when we just announced that you would be addressing everybody today. Suchita, I think we need to hear that from you only. From me, it won't be mouth. Why don't you tell us the response of people who got to know?
You people are being very kind, actually.
We are being selfish, Dr. Sharda. We got you. We're being selfish. Everybody knows you, so everybody will know about this effort also once you talk about it and you are here supporting us, for which we have a lot of gratitude. Suchita, why
Thank you so
why
much.
don't you just share with us, the reaction that a lot of people had to share with you?
And the moment we announced that we are going to have a seminar with you, with Dr. Ratan Sharda ji, people, they really asked me that, and my husband, even Sandeep also, that, okay, so you are bringing him. I mean, it's not, we have never heard him, but he is not, I mean, it's not easily available that Dr. Ratan Sharda ji can be, but people were knowing you very well, Dr. Sharda ji, and they were talking about you very highly. So,
Thank you.
and for me, I'm
Thank you.
listening you for this time, and I'm really thankful to you, and I'll thank you from all of my friends, because they also have taken out time, and you took out time for them is also very important for all of us. And I would lastly, but not the least, I'll thank all my friends taking out time on Saturday, which is Saturday is not an easy day. None of the day is easy here, because we are Viranganas, not only Viranganas for Ayurveda, but Viranganas for our home also. So Monday to Friday we are working, and Saturday, Sunday we are like a jharu in our hand and a mop in our hand. Place, doing everything in the same time, looking at the kids. So it's not an easy day for people.
I think you people will recall that I say many times that Durga with 8 hands is live in Indian women actually. Because in one hand बच्चे की थाली है, दूसरे में आपके पास ऑफिस का पेन है, तीसरे में आपके पास रसोई है, चौथे में झाड़ू है, पांचवें फोन है बाहर के लोगों के लिए. तो अष्ट दुर्गा झूठ नहीं है, आप सभी उसी का रूप है. So all the best to you. And
Thank
today
you,
is
Dr.
Lodi, so
Sharda.
the best Lodi की बहुत मुबारक है.
सबको जी हमारी तरफ से भी.
Again, Lodi also got significance. Even Tilgud has a significance. So all these things actually are part of Ayurveda. We made even daily life. We don't even realize what has become part of daily life is actually Ayurveda passed on to our grandmothers and various senior people.
So on that note, Suchita and all your friends, all the ladies present there, thank each one of you. You may not have spoken. We've not. I think we've been guilty of not having given you the time to speak, but your presence has been registered on the screen since we started, and that will remain. So all of you, Suchita's friends, you have our gratitude. Thank you so much. A happy Lori to all of you, all your families, and many thanks, Dr. Ratan Sharda, for as they say, the cliche goes, setting the ball rolling for us internationally, and hopefully we shall have more of your such discourses with many more chapters to come. So thanks again, everybody. And at that note, namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you.